phone has been blowing up with everyone asking me if there was an earthquake. So I personally did not feel anything. And so I'm just checking in with you guys to see who may have felt this. So I have been getting numerous reports. Let me just read some of them off to you guys here. Yep, this person just says earthquake West Bay, question mark. Another person said felt it. Did we just have an earthquake? That came in at 11:55 a.m. And someone in town said, did we just have an earthquake? It was quite big on the 7th floor of our building. And so they're on the 7th floor. And they said, Jesus, we just ran outside. And I said, really? They said, yep, we felt it. 7th floor of Walkers, so everything shook. I wish I hadn't felt it. So, hi, Keisha. How you doing? Anybody else? We've got a few people on Instagram joining us. Ascot Photography, big shout out. 345, Vinci, Queen A. Did anybody else feel this earthquake? Because I didn't feel it in Lower Valley. So I don't know if it was more concentrated in town. Siobhan says she felt it. She's an Applebee in town, 5th floor. Okay. Crystal, did you feel it? Tamara is in Fort Lauderdale, so Tamara probably didn't feel it. We don't have any information yet on the USGS magnitude website, so they pick up on everything that's a 2.5 or greater. There's already been 41 earthquakes today, according to them, but nothing in this region as yet. So it might take a little minute for this earthquake to show up. But trust me, if you guys were on the 5th and 7th floor of your buildings and you felt this, that means that it was probably pretty close to us. So I'm just checking with our contacts in Jamaica to see if they felt anything. Let me just see some of your other messages here. Hi, Allison. Allison is telling Karen to go back to work. Anne says that she didn't feel it in West Bay. Carol felt it. Jaren, did you feel the earthquake? Thank you for logging in. Crystal never felt a thing. Siobhan is saying that all sorts of memories are rushing back. So remember the last earthquake that we had that all of us felt for sure was back in, was that January of this year? That was a massive earthquake. That was a 6.9 or something ridiculous, or 7.2. So yes, it's finally showed up on the maps, and it looks like it was literally right next to us. It was a 4.9 magnitude earthquake, according to this earthquake monitoring system, 21 kilometers deep at 11:50 a.m. And the coordinates have it listed, like theirs came on, the little blue dot, and it's kind of like right below us. So it looks like we may have been as close to the epicenter as you can get. So I'm guessing that's why a lot of you felt it. And I think a lot of people tend to feel earthquakes when they're in taller buildings. Tammy said that she didn't feel it. Carol confirms that it's 4.9, 21 kilometer under. Yes, wow. Daisy didn't feel a thing. So a lot of people did not feel it, but certainly I think in Georgetown, there were people who did. So Karen is having a good laugh. Listen, folks, Deborah said that she felt it in Snug Harbor, and it was quite a shake. Hi, Linda. Good afternoon. Grace says she doesn't know what's going on. She didn't see anything. She didn't hear anything. Yes, thank you, Carol. So it was a 7.5 in January that all of us felt. Wilma is asking on WhatsApp if there was an earthquake, and so I think she felt it as well. Sai says the only earthquake I felt was my kids driving me crazy in the house. Oh gosh, Sai, you were too funny. So Lavella says that she felt it in West Bay. It was a strong jolt. Melita says that she had a strange feeling like she did in January. So you only had a strange feeling? The one in January, I felt that one for sure. Dominique says nothing in West Bay, maybe soon reach, soon come. Janice is in town and she didn't feel it on the second floor of her building. Lisa felt it and said she lost a few Christmas ornaments. What the heck? Really? Wow. KB here didn't feel it in West Bay. Oh, Grace was saying that her screen was blank. Okay. I gotcha. Crystal confirms that her cousin felt it, which is in the isolation facility. Wow. Speaking of those people, what do they do if they're in isolation and an earthquake happens? Do they have a plan for them? Like if you're in an isolation facility and there's an earthquake, what do? You're not supposed to go outside, right? So MK at Brown Lash 000 says Newland's not felt a thing on Instagram. Joe Curley says that he felt it in South Sound. He's joining us on IG as well. Anybody else on Instagram felt it? Rebecca says that she felt it. Rebecca_Kman. And that Mr. Hype for You is joining us. Anybody else on IG felt that? So yeah, so it's a mixed batch. Looks like some people felt it and some people didn't. Quite interesting. Erica says that she felt it and she thought she was going crazy. It can be really, especially if you're alone and you're not sure, was that just an earthquake or was that just me working too hard or whatever? So yeah, Erica, sometimes you kind of you kind of doubt yourself. What was that? When you're in a building full of people, it does become easier for you to go, oh yeah, that was definitely an earthquake. So Lily said that she felt it in Georgetown. Melissa felt it in Cayman Bay on the 4th floor. Melita says she felt like she was fainting. Yes, some people get very lightheaded actually with earthquakes. So that's probably normal. I'm still waiting to see if we can, so we've seen the confirmation here of it online, but let's just see what else we can get in terms of information. Sue says not a thing in Savannah. Nancy missed it. She said she was at Grand Harbor. What time was the earthquake? Grace, information that we have here is that it was at 11:50 a.m. and 3 seconds. And it was a 4.9, magnitude 4.9 earthquake, 51 kilometers south of the Cayman Islands. So what is that in miles? That's not too far off from us. Crystal saying, let's hope there's no major aftershocks. Nothing in Savannah. Nope. Nothing in Lower Valley or Savannah. Shannon says, OMG. Never knew, thought I was dreaming. Got up and asked my dad if he felt anything. And I'm here in North Side. Really? So you felt it North Side. Okay. Mindy confirms that she didn't feel anything in Savannah. Only knew as phone notice from CMR and the phone. Mindy, we got you covered, girl. Trish never felt anything. And Levita confirms that she didn't feel anything in Windsor Park either. So, okay, well, folks, there we have it. Let's see who else felt it. Yes. Yep. Lots of people felt it. So Karen felt it 4th floor of one Capitol building in town. So it looks like a lot of people in central Georgetown definitely felt it. And yes, well, there you have it, folks. Definitely a little bit of shaking going on. Nothing to be fearful of. Keep in mind that earthquakes are a very usual occurrence. The vast majority of them we actually do not feel. They kind of go under the radar quite literally. However, this one was felt, a 4.9. So everybody should be okay. As someone just mentioned, hopefully the aftershocks are not too bad. Natasha didn't feel it in Bodden Town. Nothing on Fairbanks Road, which is interesting because that's right in town. Giovanni says nothing showing up on the Quake feed report. So I think it's going to start showing up in a few here shortly because I'm starting to get some of them. I've got people ringing off my phone, but yeah. So Keisha is in Red Bay and she did not feel it. And she says she hopes everyone is okay. Monica's at home doing laundry, didn't feel it. Anne didn't feel it. Samantha confirms it was around 11:55-ish in Prospect, and it sounds like she felt it as well. So it looks like it hasn't been officially reported yet, but it's starting to show up, my apologies, on some maps. So yeah, I think we're all okay. But the USGS hasn't even reported it yet. But I think there's some other apps that have done so. So everybody's good? I think we're all good. Let's just keep it moving. So we'll stick something up on the website in case people were not able to tune into this live stream. They'll know what's going on. So yeah, Anita, the USGS hasn't put it up yet. Sometimes they're slow to do stuff. Not everybody can be as quick as Mile Road. Come on now. Leroy, Hannah on IG, selfie_346. Mitch says that they felt it in Cayman Bay. So thank you for that IG update. Okay. Well, I think it's fair to say that there was definitely an earthquake. There's a collective response that a lot of people felt it. A lot of people didn't feel it. Alan jokingly says that, Monica, you didn't feel anything because that machine was already shaking, the laundry machine. So there you have it. Crystal says Cayman is turning into San Francisco. No, Crystal, it's not that bad. Come on now. So Anita says while she didn't feel it in Newlands, her sister did feel it in town. And she has a good chuckle that CMR is always on top of it. She says, laughing out loud, love it. All right. Well, Gabriella felt it at the Holiday Inn. Gabby, are you actually in quarantine at the Holiday Inn? Yeah, that must have been kind of scary if you're in quarantine by yourself, because then you're like, what the heck? But yes, stay put. We're all good. So far today, there are over 40 earthquakes reported just today that are at least 2.5 and above. And there's a lot of smaller earthquakes. Listen, folks, the earth is always shaking and grinding and moving. So, we're all good. The last one that they've reported on this website is a 5.0 in Toledo. Tabalo, Indonesia. So yes, we're still waiting for the USGS to update theirs. Somebody else just messaged me. Did anybody else feel that in the 5th floor of Ugland building? So we can confirm there was an earthquake. Lori, thank you. They'll soon report it, I'm sure. Anita says she works across from Lobster Pot. They felt the thump. Didn't feel it, says Lucille in Windsor Park. And yes, Anita, it's something we got to live with. But guess what? Collectively, we are here together and we can all check in with each other and make sure that everyone is okay. And it looks like people felt it. Gabriella says, yes, she's actually in quarantine. So Gabby, stay safe. I'm glad that everything's okay. It wasn't a major one. And we'll just keep an eye on it. We'll stick it up on our news website. Somebody else asked me on thing here if I felt it. And yes, I did not feel it personally in Lower Valley, but there's no doubt that there was definitely an earthquake. Lots of people felt it. Folks, that's all she wrote. Get back to work. There's no excuses. You can't take an earthquake day. You can't call in sick now and take the rest of the day off because we've had a little earthquake. Your boss is going to say, you got to be kidding me. Yasmin says nothing in Windsor Park. Thank God for that. Let's get back to work and have a wonderful, productive rest of the afternoon. If anything else happens in terms of breaking news, Jacinia says nothing on Walker's Road either. So we will definitely, Melita says they've just announced it. There you go. So CMR was quick on the trigger there, but yeah, 4.9. We'll stick it on the website, folks. Don't worry about it. Nothing major. Something for us to talk about this afternoon. Get back to work. Get your second cup of coffee for the day, and let's keep it moving. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. This was just a quick little segment here to check in, make sure that everyone was okay, and that you guys know that we know what just happened. And we're very much aware of what was going on. By the way, folks, please, 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 if you live in the district of West Bay, don't forget that Coco is missing. This is little Coco. She is still missing from her home in West Bay. She looks so much like my little Coco, but please keep an eye out in the Reverend Blackman Road area for Coco. She went missing over the weekend, and her family really misses her, and they hope that she will be coming back home soon. If you see her in somebody's yard or whatever, give us a jingle so that we can reunite her with her family. So thank you guys so much. Thanks, Yasmin. You have a blessed day as well. Thanks, Grace. That's all she wrote, folks. Have a good one. Signing off for now.